Then as far as the supporting cast goes, we'll probably just see double portal keys from the Gauntlet and the Geomancer. And then I think we'll only see one portal key from the side of Legion, so they are going to be relying on Puppet Master with a Shroud as the secondary initiator. And Accursed going to be the similar playstyle to the Moira, the Teamfight Disruptor with the shield. They have stuns on all of their heroes, so the Accursed Fire Shield has great value this game, and very solid at removing stuff like the Sticky Bomb and the Gauntlet Blast, as well as, well, Shards of Harkon or Mana Sunder off a target, so you can only remove one spell, of course, but still very important for disrupting that initiation from Team Ruska. We see Moira port into the bottom lane right away. She places a Ward of Sight. Man, that is really close. I almost think that that's in tower range. I'm guessing it's not, but we'll see. I mean, if it was, they would spot this out. Aluna, she's going to get spotted here. She gets stunned up by the Shards of Harkon. Into the dig stun. Moa with the overcharge shot. They get the Bloodlust there. On to Mex as he gets caught completely off guard by this tri-lane setup coming out from Ruska. So it is going to be the Geomancer, Moira, Master of Arms tri-lane. Looks like they will have Gauntlet in the top lane and Bombardier in the mid lane. So I think I do like this a little bit better, as there is a higher possibility of Gauntlet facing a double lane, and if Bomb was up there, he is very vulnerable to kills. But in the mid lane, he is a little bit safer with the assistance of his tower. We will have Torturer, looks like, go one-on-one against the Gauntlet, which if they can keep the lane here, I mean, the tower pressure with the hook can always be a threat to Torture, as he doesn't have an escape, and well, he does have 3.5 armor, but that's not the greatest for tanking tower hits, so there is always the threat when going up against a hooker, or a hook style hero, that you can take lots of pressure from the tower. So Pebbles versus Bomb. This matchup does go in favor of Bombardier, at least early on. However, if the lane ever gets to a point where it's on Pebbles Hill, there's always the threat of the chuck into the tower, and that is how Pebbles can look to play his mid lane matchup. But I am going to be pretty focused here on this tri lane of Puppet Master, Aluna, Accursed versus Moa, Geomancer, Moira, and I do think the Hellborn's tri-lane is a little bit more aggressive. However, with having the Accursed able to remove shields, as a nice double stun from both the Moira and the Geomancer comes out. Here comes a Fire Shield from Accursed. He will tank most of that damage, and they will actually turn it around and get a return kill onto the Geomancer. So it was looking like a really strong setup coming out from Hellborn. They overcommit just a little bit. Accursed, being a strength hero, naturally tanks a lot of that damage. Here comes a Puppet Show onto Master of Arms. A counter Shards of Harkon onto Aluna. She takes a lot of pressure from the Moira, but Geomancer is respawned. Now he is back here in the bottom lane. So a lot of low health here on the side of the Big Ego Crew tri-lane. They will deward this Ward of Sight, blocking the pull, and at the 2-minute mark that will respawn. Bomb taking or doing some good pressure here to Pebbles, but see, we have 5-2 Pebbles against 9-2 Bomb, so that is to be expected. Bombardier having the edge there in the mid lane. Top lane 10-0 Gauntlet against 7-2 Torture. So both the solo lanes are doing quite well early on for Team Ruska, and the tri-lane 4-2 Moa against 7-2 Puppet. So the tri-lane going in favor of Big Ego Crew being in their safe lane. They will immediately pull the lane back here, but they do need to be careful, as Geomancer actually secures the rune here for Bombardier, so he gets an illusion rune, and that could be quite scary for Pebbles, as two quickly timed sticky bombs and some auto attacks from the illusions could definitely do a lot of damage to Pebbles, as he, I believe, has his bottle sending to him now. So he will get some regen on. Here comes a dig stun onto Puppet Master. It actually misses as the fire shield was used to remove, I believe, the shards of Harkon or the overcharge shot, one or the other. They put some return pressure here onto Moira. Puppet Master, he's taking some heavy pressure. Here comes a dig stun onto the Puppet Master. The final auto attacks, it will be enough. They do get the kill onto Moira in response as Moa gets the kill credit on the Puppet Master. Geo taking heavy pressure. Aluna, she has a power throw coming up in one more second. Can she line it up? Yes, she can. Aluna gets the snipe in the trees. A double tap comes out for Mex, and they will look to pull the lane if possible here. The supports are TPing back now. Accursed, he has lots of regen on him, but no power supply, at least just yet. They do have double Orb of Zamos, which is something that is unfortunate because they cannot sync both of the... actually, they have nobody synced to the Puppet Master. This is a big mistake coming out from Big Ego Crew. I wonder if they even realize that both their supports are synced to each other. This is about as bad as it can get when it comes to coordinating your tri-lane. However, they are doing good in terms of the creep farm, but nobody is benefiting from the orb. Torture 17 and 3. Gauntlet is still winning the lane in terms of last hits. The hook going to miss quite a bit there. Bomb 22 and 2 still winning over the Pebbles. So both the solo lanes are continuing to win as we have moved from the 2 to the 4-minute mark for Team Ruska. And the only thing not going their way so far is the tri-lane, but Moa, he's starting to recover. He has 12 and 4 now against 13 and 4 of Puppet Master. And Moa is also 2 and 0, so he is at the top of the GPM chart, despite having a couple of creeps less than the Puppet Master. So all in all, it's going very well early on for Team Ruska. We see Aluna rotate away from the bottom lane. She's going to go for a power throw here, and the chain, no, not the chain reaction, the agonizing bonds will be enough for the kill. So Aluna rotates into the top lane. They say, we can't contest this tri-lane. I guess we want to rotate and try to win the solo lanes. Aluna will now try to make her way over to the mid lane. And this could prove to be another kill, as Pebbles with the setup stun from the Emerald Lightning could be another kill. Now Bombardier, he does have the boots, and if he can avoid any of the spells coming out from the gank here, he might be okay. Aluna is going to show herself in the tower. I think Pebbles might have actually gave it away there, as he kind of moved in before Aluna came. So it looks like, oh, they're going to chuck the Aluna. Here comes the stun. And the stun from Pebbles as well. He does not have mana for the chuck, though. Bomb, he's going for a return kill. Is he going to go for the sticky bomb here? Oh, so close. The Aluna just got out of range as she had deja vu. But here comes Moira with the shards of Harkon. They cut off Aluna and they get the kill. So it ends up now being a 3-4 lead in favor of Big Ego Crew versus a 4-2 lead. Top lane, we have Geomancer porting in to the top lane, and a hook is going to be missed here. They do have the Gauntlet Blast, though. Here it comes into the Dig Stun, into the Earth's Grasp, and the Fist from Gauntlet. That will be enough for a kill, as we have 2 TPs from both Pebbles and Aluna. And I think they were hoping that Torture would live a little bit longer, but they cannot get in range for anything in response. DD up on the Bombardier here. So it looks like they are definitely abandoning the tri-lane completely, and they're just keeping the curse down here with the Puppet Master. Aluna and Torture will stay up here in the top lane against the Gauntlet. Here comes a stun from Aluna's Emerald Lightning, the chain reactions, the agonizing bonds. Gauntlet, he's going to use the fist to try to get some movement speed. He's going to hook away to the Geomancer, who lands a 2-man dig stun. But will he be in trouble now, as there is another stun up on the Torture. He hits it. Here comes the stun from Aluna, the auto attacks, and Geomancer, will he end up falling? One more auto attack. Yes, he will. So they do overcommit, as there's quite a bit of damage coming out from the Torture and the Aluna there. Mid lane, we have a sticky bomb on the Pebbles. He is not able to, or he chooses not to go for the airstrike, as I believe he would have needed to land 3 bombs there. Top lane, the Gauntlet ends up going down. So again, the pressure coming out from Torture and Aluna is too much. Here comes the Shards of Harkon stun on the Puppet Master. Shield is going to remove the stun, but they land the Dig stun into the overcharge shot, and it's too much damage for Puppet Master to handle, as the 3 range throws with triple stun proves to be a little bit too much for Puppet to be able to handle there. The Puppet Master is now 230 gold per minute. Moa is having a much better time at 350, as he's on 32. 3-0 versus the 0-2, 34-9 group score. Over in the Legion jungle here, we see some action. A Dig stun comes out onto Aluna to follow up the Shards of Harkon. Will Aluna be able to make the escape though? She has the Earth's Grasp on her. The Sticky Bomb is unfortunately going to miss. Here comes Pebbles with a chuck back into the tower on the Geomancer. The power throw will take out Geomancer, and there will be no kills the way of Team Ruska, as Bombardier is going to do a nice job of boxing him out there. But here comes Torture with the flank. Ghost Marchers are activated. Pebbles, he does not have mana for a stun. The Soul Trap is put onto the Bombardier from Torture, and will it be enough as he uses the power supply to heal up? Power Throw comes in from downtown the base, but it will unfortunately miss, and Bombardier, I think, will make the escape, as there was unfortunately no mana there on the Pebbles for any assistance. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Gauntlet pushes the wave all the way to the tier 1 tower. He is still sitting at 288 gold per minute, so despite being 0-2, he has 50 creep kills, which is higher than anyone in the side of Legion. So Gauntlet definitely doing a good job of getting the last hits so far. But doesn't have upgraded boots or anything just yet. In the mid lane, we see a Pebbles kill. That was a Sticky Bomb Airstrike combination with the Dig stun. Earth's Grasp from Geomancer, so a lot of damage coming out onto Pebbles. He did complete his Steam Boots though before dying. So he is sitting on 47 creeps against 53 of Bombardier. Top lane, we have Geomancer leading the way here. The Chain Reaction Stun comes out, but the Dig comes out simultaneously. And there's the one punch from Mr. Gauntlet as he uses the fist to bring down the Torturer. And that will get him above 300 GPM now. So we have the 3 top farmers in the game all belonging to Team Ruska. So they are looking very solid so far here in game number 2. Shards of Harkon comes out. It will unfortunately miss onto the Pebbles. The Mana Sunder is causing disruption for this Pebbles combo. He will eventually get mana for the Chuck, and he will get the kill with the assistance of Aluna there. They're going for another kill here onto the Moira. Crystal Field is going to be put down from Geomancer to prevent any kind of follow-up. And it will end up being the 1-for-0, as I believe Bomb was the one who got the DD rune there. Combo comes out on the Geomancer. He actually digs in place, and that could prove to be the difference maker, as the Fire Shield gets procced by the Shards of Harkon. Moira ends up killing her teammate there as she explodes the shield from Accursed. And that is very unfortunate. Torture going for a pretty deep tower push here, as he tanks some of the creep wave. There's the Steam Boots on Gauntlet, but pretty late Steam Boots actually. He does have vestments as well. We have a Veiled Rot on the Bombardier here. He looks like he's going for the Puppet Master. Accursed is going to break his Veiled Rot, and he will remove the Sticky Bomb right away. Off to the side, we have some stuns coming out on the side of Hellborn. Power Throw will take down Moira to very low life. Here comes the explosion of the Fire Shield onto Moa. Geomancer is going to get strung up by Puppet Master. The Master's Call gets used on Geomancer, but he goes down. Here comes the Flame Consumption from Accursed. He heals nearly to full. Airstrike coming out. It's going to take out Accursed, and it's going to take out Aluna. It's a hat trick coming out for Bombardier, as he also gets the kill onto Puppet Master. What damage coming out from Bombardier there to pick up the hat trick. So it ends up being a 3-for-1 team fight in favor of Team Ruska. Gauntlet as well ported into the bot lane for some assistance. Moa, he picks up the Astrolabe and he has now rotated into the top lane. Oh no, Stream, he skipped Acid Bomb. I am so sad. I have to talk about this. Every time I see Master of Arms, please, please skill Acid Bomb. It's so good. It almost makes me want to burst into tears. I am so sad when I see MOA players skip Acid Bomb. I am just... I can only watch MOA now. I'm so sad. I don't even know what's happening on the rest of the game. There's no Acid Bomb on MOA. I'm gonna actually cry. So meanwhile, we continue to see the top 3 farmers remain for Ruska. Pebbles leading the way for Legion. He has 1,000 gold saved up toward his portal key, but only on 330 GPM. Puppet Master, he picks up the steam boots, the power supply, a lot of build up, but no mystic vestments unfortunately, so there is still a big threat of the magic damage. The hook attempt here from Gauntlet is going to unfortunately miss. In the mid lane we see some action coming on. Master's Call comes out onto Moira. Geomancer misses his dig stun onto the Pebbles. Arcane Vortex in the background to prevent any kind of follow up, but it missed the initial start of that, but it ended up being 0 kills for either side. Torture up in the top lane. He's putting some pressure on the tower here, but not choosing to show himself. He's sitting on half life and low mana. He will look to push the tower here, and I believe it will go uncontested, so he gets the kill on the tower. He will probably chalice and TP when his port is up. Bombardier putting some bombardment on the tower, but the glyph will stop any kind of tower kill here. As a Luna ports in, they will get the deny. And Pebbles is getting very close to his portal key. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they have the damage to bring down Puppet Master. A curse was not enough to save him. Dig stun will not be avoided here by a curse. He pops the flame consumption. He will use a cauterize to heal himself up a bit, and the hook attempt from Gauntlet will unfortunately miss. Luna is coming in from the background here. Mana Sunder onto a curse, but they will not go for any kind of kills here. So it's an 11 to 10 lead, so the kills are pretty close, but it's a 2,000 gold and 1,500 experience lead for Team Ruska. Master of Arms sitting on 900 gold. He picks up the Alacrity band, so we will see the Thunderclaw in the future here, as I believe he needs, maybe it's like 1,000 more gold or something. He needs a bit more. I'm actually not sure how many pieces he has in his stash either, but he's getting close to the Thunderclaw. Puppet Master, he picks up a Brass Knuckles, and he's only sitting on 300 gold, so he is really not having a good start. He is about 100 GPM behind the MOA at this point, but that could change as Pebbles now picks up his portal key, and he will find himself a double damage rune in the bot river, so we could see some action pick up as the tower here will be glyphed in the bot lane. We have Veiled Rot on the Gauntlet. It looks like they want to defend this, but they're not going to be in time here. The hook attempt will hit onto Torture. They pull him up the cliff. Here comes the Gauntlet Blast, and it will be immediate kill here on to the Torture. Puppet Master, though, he is leading the front lines. He is charging in almost recklessly. The stun gets removed from a curse, though, so he was feeling very confident. The Voodoo Puppet gets blown up by the power throw, but he was inside the vortex. Will he go down? The airstrike, it comes out. It deals so much damage. Will they bring down the Puppet Master? Yes, they will. In exchange for the Geomancer, Luna is on the run. The Sticky Bomb will miss, and when it's all said and done, they end up getting 2 kills. The Master of Arms, by the way, died in the top lane to the solo Pebbles. So double damage, Pebbles taking out the MOA in the top lane, but the airstrike dealing so much damage there, assisting them for 2 kills in the bottom lane. And the lead actually kind of decreases as the tower kill and the kill on MOA in the top lane end up reducing the gold deficit that they were facing. Gauntlet, he's going to have enough gold for his portal key now as he picks it up there. And have 1,300 gold now on the pebbles. I think it's safe to say he will go for something like a shrunken head here. And might look to get rid of the Iron Shield, perhaps. Moa, I think he has his Thunderclaw now. There it is. And Geomancer, he's scouting in front with the Geostock activated, but they will not find anyone in the nearby area. Veiled Rot on the Pebbles and the Torture. Looks like they want to go for another kill on the Master of Arms, but they could be in for a rude surprise as there is a lot of people here in the jungle for Ruska. But Bombardier, he's going to run into Pebbles. Here comes the portal key into the combo, the chain reaction stun, and Bombardier will get melted by the two heroes. Puppet Master continues to work on some stacks here in the jungle. He has a Steam stat picked up, so he will be going for that Assassin Shroud. And one punch comes out from Gauntlet. He's going to go for the hook back onto Pebbles, but unfortunately will miss, as I believe the Accursed removed the Gauntlet Blast with the Fire Shield, so causing a lot of disruption there for the Gauntlet, unfortunately. And they also used the Crystal Field there. Here comes a nice Pebbles combo onto two. They're going to get the kill onto Geomancer immediately. The Moira Arcane Vortex onto the Gauntlet, but there is nobody inside as she tries to put her Shards of Harkon on herself. So the Arcane Vortex very late. Pebbles goes in with another jump here onto Moira. Gauntlet is going to hook Moira backwards, and Pebbles, will he end up going down here? Sticky Bomb, and he will, as he is too far behind enemy lines. Their team support cannot get to him in time. Bombardier picks up his Staff of the Master, and I think he will look to upgrade the Master of Arms next. As we see, Moa will most likely need a Shrunken Head now to follow up the Thunderclaw, but he might also try to go for something like a Hyper Crown. We see Tablet on the Torturer. Geomancer, he is going to get caught here by the entire team. He goes down. Pebbles jumps the Moira here. The Master's Call is going to prevent the kill initially, but the airstrike into the hook, and Pebbles gets taken out in exchange for the Moira Torture with that Torment, I believe. The Torment and the Bonds doing a lot of damage, but not enough for a return kill. Gauntlet with the double damage rune. He is going to fist onto Torture, and they are going to slow him down. He will tablet himself over the cliff, and he will get healed up from the Cauterize of Accursed. And will he make the escape? It looks like he will, unless Gauntlet can land a sick hook, but he will not go for it, as they were feeling it was out of range. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the creeps take out the tier 1 tower in favor of Team Ruska, so they continue to have a golden experience lead by a small margin. But Puppet Master, I believe he's getting really close to his Shroud. He probably has it with the recipe here after taking out the easy camp, as he's sitting on almost enough gold. There it is, the completed Assassin Shroud at 22 minutes. Moa picks up the Mighty Blade, so he will be going for the Shrunken Head. So Torture, he's got the Soul Trap in the tablet, but no follow-up items just yet. Accursed build up, and it looks like he'll be going for a tablet with the well, I say tablet, but it could be a Gnomes. But there's the Gnomes on Torture, so I like that a bit more. The Gnomes on Torture makes a lot of sense, as it makes him tanky and heals him with his high mana cost spells. Aluna will be going for the tablet. And Pebbles, I haven't seen him buy anything yet. Oh, he bought the spell shards, actually. Oh, I mistook that for the chalice. So he goes for shards. They do have Shaman's Headdress pick. They get the kill onto Gauntlet in the top lane with the Voodoo Puppet. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, going for another kill here, but Cursed actually gets locked out. He can't get off his flame consumption, and he will go down. Meanwhile, in the Arcane Vortex, Pebbles is here. He gets hit by the Crystal Field into the Airstrike, and they will get 2 counter kills. The Power Throw coming in from downtown does hit onto Bombardier, but he survives with 50 life, so unfortunately, Aluda doesn't have the level 2 snipe. She could have went for a second one. But yeah, they lose Gauntlet in the top lane. They get 2 kills onto the Accursed Pebbles in the mid lane. So upgraded staff from Bomb onto Moa. I love it. This is why you pick up the Bomb. You get him. You get the quick Staff of the Master upgrade onto a teammate. And then Gauntlet, it looks like he might be going for a Barrier Idol. Or he might just keep the Shaman's Headdress for himself. So Moa now with the staff, he is hitting very quick and very hard, and his farming speed will definitely increase as he's only sitting on the 435 GPM, but I imagine he will be closer to 500 very soon. Geomancer with the Geostock activated. He is hunting for some kills. They might run into some players here as Gauntlet goes in with the hook. It does make the dig stun miss, unfortunately, and that might be the difference as Aluna is actually able to get away with the assistance of Accursed and her Deja Vu and Tablet. So that missed dig stun, I don't know if that actually would have been enough for the kill, but it would have been very close. What also could have happened there is the dig stun might have hit and then he got hooked immediately after. But regardless, a team support from Accursed was there in time. Moira sponsor Ephemeral Forge here in the Legion's jungle. She will just be a nuisance to them. Puppet Master is here in the mid lane as he is testing out to see if there is any rev wards in the mid lane. Geo activates his Geostock. We have a Veiled Rot on the Pebbles, and we might see a jump here onto the Bombardier. He gets the Stalagmite stun into the toss. The Chain Reaction stun comes out. Here comes the Master's Call from Master of Arms. They will get the kill on the Bombardier. Now Gauntlet is in a lot of trouble as the Impalement is dealing tons of damage. They will get 2 kills right away. Master of Arms could be in trouble now as well. He gets the Shrunken Head off, and he will throw out the Overcharge shot. He will go for the TP, and he will be successful. So the teleport will get him to safety. But they lost both the Gauntlet and the Bombardier. As I get a coffee delivery. So the casting might slow up a little bit, guys, but it's good coffee. So there we saw the Shrunken Head picked up. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of follow-up items on the side of Hellborn, at least immediately. But Pebbles, he is upgrading his spell shards. He puts them to level 2. Puppet Master, he's sitting on 3,000 gold. I think it's safe to say he will need a Shrunken Head this game. So he feels comfortable team fighting. And, oh, a nice hook attempt there from Gauntlet. They're going to delete Puppet Master with that Ward of Sight and the Geostock finding him initially. Great team play coming out there from Ruska. Aluna picks up a portal key as well as a tablet, man. Mex is farmed. Every time I watch him play Aluna, he has really good GPM. And I think creep kills. Only has 37 creep kills, which isn't that much, but for a support, it is quite good. So it did end up being a tablet from a curse. They have 3 tablets now. So they have a lot of kiting potential away from the stuns of Hellborn. Top tower does end up falling, but they do end up trading the mid tier 2 as well. Torture, by the way, sitting on 2,300 gold, so he has some pretty decent farm this game, sitting on 350 GPM. And Torture much better at farming than Gauntlet is, unfortunately. This Gauntlet doesn't have a great farming mechanic. Mid lane, we see a Forge being spawned here. Are they gonna go for anything though? They do have the airstrike being global. This bomb is in the bot lane. But Moa, he's sitting on 2,600 gold. I think we will see the Hyper Crown. We see Big Ego crew grouped up here in the mid lane. Impalement leading the front lines with Pebbles. They want this tier 2 tower as Ruska was in the bot lane split pushing. Here comes Gauntlet. He's going to go for a hook, but he's going to miss, and Gauntlet is just going to die. That was pretty unfortunate as they were still hanging around as 5. He was hoping that they were straggling behind. Yeah, I could tell it was a I hope you're porting kind of jump. Gauntlet realizing that that was not the correct decision. But yeah, we do see the 3,000 gold on Moa. Bombardier picks up a Storm Spirit. So a pretty defensive item here coming out from Bomb. It actually ends up being a Nullfire Blade. Okay. Nullfire Blade. It's kind of hard to argue that a Nullfire Blade is bad on Moa, as it will increase his damage output quite a lot, as well as he will mana drain very quickly. So I think he will look to upgrade that to level 3 actually. Or maybe even at least level 2 to purge off fire shields, and you can purge strings, but not Puppet Show. He can also remove Soul Trap, and he can remove the debuff of Emerald Lightning on himself. Aluna, will she go for the snipe here is the question. Do they even know that they're in the other Kong? He does. He's gonna go for it. There's the first one. Oh, it was so close! Wait. He airstruck the Kongor first! They got a token! Bombardier made a huge play! They actually dealt quite a bit of damage to Cursed, etc. So the airstrike actually... Oh my god, they're looking for the ward. They're not gonna... It's right here. Oh my... They spent so many counter wards too. There's 5 counter wards on their Kong. And they don't find the ward. That's crazy. Bombardier with a huge snipe. And I missed it on camera too because I'm so bad at camera work. So I thought Aluna was going to snipe this one, but it ended up being Bomb sniping this one. So now they have a token on Moa. Let's see if this ends up working out in their favor. Master's Call onto the Bombardier here. The jump not going to be successful. Crystal Field not going to hit on anyone. Charge Moira Arcade Vortex locking down Puppet Master. But here comes a 2-man combo onto the Torture and the Accursed. The Accursed is going to heal up most of it, but Torture does end up falling. Puppet Master, his Shrunken Head is now out. Do they have the vision of him is the question. He is shrouded here. The Dick Stun comes out onto Puppet Master and he goes down. He tries to get his Voodoo Puppet off onto the Bombardier. Hook attempt onto Accursed into the base. They will end up bringing down Bombardier as DD on the Pebbles is going to do some good damage. But now Pebbles is getting turned on by Master of Arms with the Shrunken Head, and Pebbles, he will end up falling, so it ends up being a near genocide in favor of Team Ruska. That was a token being used there on the Master of Arms, so one can only imagine if there was no token for this fight, excuse me, what would have went differently for Big Ego Crew. So that's all back to the snipe of the airstrike on the Kongor from Bombardier. Oh, I did get it on camera? Or maybe I'm just Pepega. I know I did see that it said Kongor, Kongor. And I was like, oh crap, they got a token. So it ended up being an icon of the goddess for torture. And so one thing I want to point out about the icon. So he gets it pretty late into the game. It's now 30 minutes in, and it has no charges. So the thing here is you want to really make sure you're going to win engagements and get those charges up. Otherwise, this icon will start to fall off as the game progresses. And we are already quite far into the game. So the one thing that the icon benefits him is it does give him lots of HP and mana. But as far as armor and magic armor, it doesn't provide anything. A nice hook will come out here from Gauntlet, but the Fire Shield from a Curse will prevent any follow-up damage. Torture is still pretty strong. And Geomancer did miss the dig stun. Here comes that Stalagmite stun onto Moira. The heals are coming out though. And over in the background here, no. Shrunken Head was popped actually by Puppet Master. I wonder if they caught that. They are actually deciding to pour it out. They don't want to take this fight. So Pebbles with the Veiled Rot, he is not going to find anyone. Geomancer is still in the trees here with the Ward of Sight, so they have a pretty good idea of what's going on here. As, oh, unfortunately this Road Ward does not see that Ward of Sight. But they used their Shrunken on Moa, so I guess they were not confident taking a fight without good vision. And you can't really fault them for that. Puppet Master is making his way up to the top lane, and oh boy, this could be troublesome for Moa if he hangs around. If he gets even a little bit overconfident here, Puppet Master will try to go for him, but he does use the Shroud, and is he spotted there? I think he wasn't spotted by the creep wave, but Geomancer's coming in with the, oh, I think he saw him with the Geostock. He knows somebody's nearby. He's trying to get in range to spot someone, but Puppet Master just feeling like it's a little bit too dangerous to hang around. Torture, he is sitting on 2,800 gold. We could see something like a Frostfield Plate or a Shrunken Head, but with the icon and the gnomes, I do feel like a Shrunken would be a little overkill in terms of his defensive capabilities. I do think a Frostfield Plate would be a little bit nicer in terms of controlling the team fights. But we do have a Portal Key now up on the Moira, so she can land her stuns a little bit easier. Moa, he picks up a Firebrand to follow up his Nullfire 3, so he is still not valuing the full Hyper Crown, which, to be honest, I think is okay. And I'm not sure if he'll turn this into a Geo Unmitter's Bane or a Dawnbringer. But hold that thought as we have a hook attempt here. Will miss. Digstone does land onto Pebbles. He gets his Shrunken Head off, and it looks like there will be no follow-up as Moira was thinking about maybe going in with a Vortex, but really nothing would come from that. But personally, from playing Master myself, I don't really like the Geometer's Bane on Moa. I feel like it is a bit awkward on the hero. And I'm trying to think of a reason for why you would want a Geometer's Bane this game. And I do feel like they have quite a bit of AoE, and I don't know if the illusions will necessarily help him. With that being said, I also don't feel like a Dawnbringer on Moa will be that impactful. So really the big benefit he gets is the movement speed from the Firebrand, but I almost want to say he'd be better off going for some kind of proc items that just offer more value with the high attack speed he has. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Yeah, that is a good point you bring up in the chat about the nullifier with the illusions, mana burning as well. That is a bit of good synergy there that I overlooked. We do see the tier 2 tower being taken out here in the bot lane in favor of Ruska, and this tower had already been taken out earlier in the game, so they are just controlling the jungle here on the side of Big Ego Crew. Bottom lane, we have a nice lane ward here. Gauntlet and Geomancer hanging around in the area, hoping that somebody ports down here to farm, but as we can see, that is not the case. And Geomancer will port on out. Looks like Torturer bought something, and he's gonna... Oh, wow. He sells the Soul Trap over the Power Supply. I see that I don't like. I feel like Power Supply is much worse than the Soul Trap. I do feel like he should have kept the Soul Trap, because he can stop Portal Keys at the least with the Soul Trap. That one I'm not too crazy about. Is this my internet lagging? Did I DC? That's weird. Maybe I had a timeout to the server. Hold on one sec, guys, as I try to get back into the game here. Bear with me as we have technical difficulties.
Captain's pick.
Alright, so that is just a Moira illusion. Arcane Vortex is going to land onto Torture. The Dig Stun is going to go through. Torture gets his shrunken head off, so he will be just fine. Here comes a Barrier Idol from Gauntlet onto Geomancer, expecting some follow-up, but Pebbles is not in the area. And it looks like we didn't miss a whole lot, so that's good news. But apologies for the disconnect there, guys. Me and the server didn't agree with each other there for a sec. But they get a ward of sight down on the Kongor, so they might go for another snipe with the airstrike. If Big Ego Crew does decide to go for a Kongor attempt here. And they have their own Kongor up now as well, so we could see both sides going for some Kongors. We have a Acolyte staff picked up on Aluna, and I think Aluna's going to go for a Sheepstick here, which would be amazing, because they do not have much to deal with it other than the Storm Spirit from Bomb. Sheepstick would be great if Aluna could pick that up, as she is still farming quite well. And she actually almost has the same GPM as Puppet Master, so kind of tells the tale of the game. It's very evenly spread in terms of GPM on the side of Big Ego Crew. As the Kongor does end up going down, we have an Ephemeral Forge being spawned in the jungle here. It will stun up the Puppet Master. Here comes Geo with a Dig Stun. Airstrike is going to come out, but the Fire Shield from a Curse removed the stuns, and the Airstrike dealt no damage. Gauntlet is in here with a Gauntlet Blast as well. Master of Arms dealing lots of damage to Puppet Master. He will not bring him down, though. He survives with 50 life. Do they have the vision of him is the question. I think they don't, and they only end up losing a Cursed here. In the end, Puppet Master survives the team fight as well as Aluna, so some great escapes coming out on the side of Big Ego Crew. Meanwhile, Torture and Pebbles were split pushing in the mid lane. Here comes a hook into the tower, and Gauntlet, he will force out the Shrunken Head from the Torture. Torture is not going for the TP though. I think he's expecting there to be a Gauntlet Blast, but as we can see, it's on cooldown. Torture here will tablet himself up the cliff, but a nice sticky bomb is going to land on the Torture, and that will be the kill as Pebbles does not choose to throw out a combo and try to save Tort. They just assumed he was dead there. So Gauntlet, he picks up the full idol. He picks up a Ice Brand now to follow it up. There's the Geometer's Bane on the Master as they actually catch Puppet Master out with Moira. So I believe that was this Ward of Sight catching the Puppet Master out. And there is 6,000 gold on the Bombardier. Oh my god. So much gold being pooled on the side of Ruska. They have 3k on the MOA as well. They have like 10k gold in total being pooled right now. I really hope they spend their money before they take another team fight. I mean, this is almost a portal key plus sheepstick from Bomb that he's pooling in his bank. And Puppet Master has 3k gold, so he does have a buyback, but I think we could see possibly a Genjuro or a Hellflower here in the works. It doesn't look like Puppet is interested in buying lifesteal. The Kongor will be taken out here. Oh, was that a snipe? Oh, Luna sniped it! That's the second sniped Kong this game. Holy crap. Everyone's sniping Kongs. Payback. Holy shit, the Kongors are being sniped like crazy. Oh my god, they're even gonna pause and think about it. Yeah, Sam, you're always lagging. Get better internet or move to a different country. Frickin' Sam, always lagging. Moa, 4,700 gold saved up. What does he buy here? I think, man, honestly, I feel like if he buys Symbol here, I feel like if Moa buys Symbol, he doesn't die again. He has to be like 1 versus 5 to die. Because at that point, he has um, Shrunken and Symbol and Geobane. And unless he gets like completely massacred by Pebbles and Puppet and Tort on top of him, I don't see him dying. So I feel like Symbol is the item to go here. And it's not a Wingbow game because Puppet's damage mostly comes from the Voodoo Puppet bursting you down, as well as Pebbles with the combo from Spell Shards damage as well. So I do feel like having the Symbol is the correct choice here. Bomb is also really close to a sheep. So I would like to see them pick up the Symbol and the sheep before they take another big fight, which they're really close to that. Symbol, I believe, is like 6k or yep, 6k. So he needs a couple minutes of farming for that. Pebbles 3k, Puppet 3k. They have some items. I think Pebbles wants staff. I don't think we'll see like a demonic or sheep on Pebbles. I think staff. And maybe he upgrades Tort, because Tort staff is really good as well. So we could see a Pebbles staff upgrading Torturer, because Torturer is very farmed as well. And we can't really overlook Torturer's damage. If we look at the damage chart, I didn't even need to see this. I could already tell you Torturer is he's going to be at the top for his team. So giving him a staff would just further increase their damage output as well, because they only have the one Shrunken on Moa. So Tort's going to get his damage in the team fights, guaranteed. There's the glowstone, so we are going to see Staff of the Master on Pebbles, and I think that's correct. Sheepstick on the Luna, so I talked about it before. Luna basically has the same farm as Puppet this game, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, sure, you would want more farm on your Puppet. Speaking of Puppet, we're going to have a Gauntlet Blast here come out. He's going to get locked down. He goes for a kill on the Moira, but Puppet, he will end up falling here as he gets caught way too far away from his team. Torture needs to be careful now as Moira, this was not the real Moira, that was the Ephemeral Forge. So they might have to use the buyback here on the Puppet Master as Ruska might try to force the buyback. There's no Kong objectives to take and no more outer towers. So we'll see what they decide to do with the 50 seconds here. And there's the symbol of rage. Perfect. Clap. I like it. Very good. Bomb sold his vestments, I believe. I think that's sheep. There we go. So they got this beautiful timing now of symbol and sheep and the dead puppet master. So they need to try to force the issue here. Pebbles did pick up a staff though, so they have to be very careful about group chuck, as he might get a good combo. They are going to run out of time here, so I think they should abort this push now, as they are going to have Puppet Master respawning. This is not the place you want to fight anymore, because now they have the DD Pebbles. Here comes the Chuck onto Moa. He gets the shrunken head off. Pebbles is going to take some heavy damage here. The Symbol of Rage is still ready to go for Moa. He's putting in the damage onto a Curse. He cannot get his flame consumption off. A Curse will go down. There is no buyback on the Accursed or the Pebbles, and they could have just done it as they lose only their Geomancer. Puppet Master is respawned now. Torture taking some heavy pressure. He is forced to pop the shrunken head, and the Rax is being turned on now by Moa as he has used the symbol, but he will get kited pretty decently. Torture will go down as the Sheepstick from Bombardier comes out, and this will be the full set of racks. Here comes the Puppet Show onto Moa. They will get the kill onto Gauntlet with the help of the power throw, so they get one kill. And I believe that was Moa actually hurting Gauntlet there. Here comes the Sheepstick onto Moa. The Shards of Harkon will come out onto Moira. They will stun up the Luna, but Puppet Master will whip down the Moira. She will go down very quickly. Here comes the damage from the Acid Bomb. Luna will go down to the Acid Bomb. It is a champion of newer streak coming out for Fat and Sexy on the Master of Arms. An immediate buyback coming from Puppet Master as the Glyph of Fortification is going to be used here. But Puppet, he does have a Shrunken and a Voodoo Puppet. Moa is playing very aggressive here. Here comes the Storm Spirit as they were baiting it all along, and they only get half damage onto the Moa. Shrunken Head is popped. Accursed, he will pop his flame consumption, and he will eat the brunt of the Shrunken Head here from Master of Arms. So Pebbles is now respawning. They do need to retreat as they are only the two players. Geomancer is respawned now as well. So they end up getting the racks and one buyback out of the Puppet Master. They are now sitting at a 12,000 gold and 15,000 experience lead. So Master of Arms, he could look to hold his buyback money, as I believe the next item for him would be to upgrade the Thunderclaw into a Hyper Crown. And at that point, he will be dealing so much damage. But for now, I think it's safe to say he can hold the buyback and feel in a pretty comfortable spot, as he is very far ahead of the Puppet Master currently. There is a Sand Scepter on the Moira as well. We are having an engagement here in the bot lane. Airstrike is going to deal a lot of damage to Pebbles. He does the group chuck away. Will he make the escape? Looks like he will not, as he gets dig stunned down. He does go down to the Earth's Grasp. It ends up being a double tap though for Torture, as he gets the kill onto both Bombardier and the Geomancer. But now Moa is here, and Torture will end up falling with the assistance of the slow from Gauntlet. A buyback immediately coming from Bombardier, and it looks like they want to try to force another Rax here. Bombardier, he has a Sheepstick ready to go. He will portal key backwards before Puppet Master can get in range for a combo. And the mid-tier tower has taken heavy pressure here, as they should see, I think that they are 3 players here in the bottom lane. Bombardier will try to defend this tower. Here comes a Sheepstick from Luna with a portal key, and will they get the kill here onto Bombardier? Master Call does come out into the Puppet Show. They will get the kill onto Bomb. Will it come at a cost though? Moa gets an overcharge shot onto the Puppet Master. The Fire Shield helps the Puppet Master get his shrunken head off, and Moa is trying to find a target. He uses the Nullfire Blade on the Accursed. So much damage is coming out, and Accursed will go down as he doesn't have his Fire Shield. It's a bloodbath streak coming out from Master of Arms, as Puppet Master will TP, but Gauntlet in the bot lane is putting some pressure on the tower, but he does need to fall back now, as they have boarded back to base. He sees the Puppet Master showing with the Aluna as well on the tier 4, so he is now feeling confident to stay in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the team support is coming down mid lane, and they are going to look to push a secondary set of racks here. The jump comes out for Pebbles, but it was a bit late as Moa was able to get the Shrunken off, and the Arcane Vortex comes out. The Red Ward comes out a little bit late. The stun from the Shards of Harkon, and Puppet Master will get caught. He does not have a buyback, and that should do it, I think. 90 seconds now on the Puppet Master as Master of Arms is taking some damage here on the tower, but a nice group chuck from the Pebbles. Will they get the burst down onto the Moa is the question. He is out, damaging the Torture. Will he hold his ground? No, he will not. The Bloodbath streak does come down, and they get the kill, so... I said it was GG, but I might eat those words as they are hanging in there on the side of Big Ego Crew with a buyback here on the Torture as well. So the mid-tier 3 tower is still alive, as well as the bottom tier 3 tower. Gauntlet picks up a Frostwolf Skull, looks like, so... He has that AoE slow. 2,500 gold on the Bombardier. I think he either goes Shrunken or Resto here. He will put a Sticky Bomb on himself, but he will fall back. Luna will power throw out the top lane with the globals there. Tier 3 tower will fall in the mid lane in favor of Big Ego Crew. The group chuck will push in the creep wave. Here comes a hook from Gauntlet, but a portal key from Pebbles will stop the hook attempt there. Geo, he's going to spot out some bodies here. Will they look to go for anything is the question. Geo does have his portal key, as he has been struggling quite a lot in terms of gold. Sitting on the 1 in 13 stat line, unfortunately. But Moa, he's still respawning. 10 more seconds there. And they will be waiting for him, it looks like, for the Kongor. As I think he's pretty close to having both a Hyper Crown and a buyback. The remaining pieces of Hyper Crown are 1800 plus 826, so 1600. I think he needs like another 1000 gold for buyback. So he's pretty close to Hyper Crown plus buyback. And Big Ego Crew is not interested in doing their own Kongor just yet. We have Veildrad on the Bombardier here. He is playing very offensively while his team does do the Kongor.
Kongor has been slain.
They are now making their way over to the Kong, but we'll see if Ruska decides to try to fight this Kongor or not. They don't have any vision currently, but Moira is spawning her Forge. And oh, it looks like they're not going to be in time. I think that this Kong will go down quickly enough. Moira is going to try to spot out the HP, but they will stop it right away. And the Veiled Rots are here. It looks like they want to fight this. Gauntlet, he's going to go in with the Frostwolf Skull. They're going to see the HP of the Kongor. Puppet taking a lot of damage. A Sheepstick onto the Gauntlet. Torture pops the Shrunken. Pebbles pops the Shrunken. The Kongor isn't going to go down. It looks like it will go down in favor of Puppet Master. He is very low, though. Meanwhile, off to the side, we have an Arcane Vortex on the Bombardier. He will survive, but a group chuck will take him out. Moa is here. Still has his Shrunken ready to go. Haste Rune on the Pebbles, though. So it is 2 players down for Ruska. And despite taking the Kongor, they only lose the Torture off the start. So Big Ego Crew actually still looking pretty strong, despite taking quite a bit of damage there from the Kong. And Pebbles, he could upgrade Torture, but I think he wouldn't have a buyback. So he is holding off on spending his money for now. Puppet Master, he still hasn't had any item progression to follow up this Arcana. He might go for the full Hellflower and just say F the buyback, because at this point, the buyback might not matter if his whole team gets wiped in the next big fight. So he needs about another 200 gold for the Hellflower, which I think he's saving up for. And Master of Arms actually sold his boots and picked up a Genjuro. He pops the Shrunken Head here as he takes out the Accursed before he can get his Flame Consumption off. And that will be the Shrunken Head use of Master there. So he has both the Hyper Crown and the Genjuro, and he has no buyback currently. So he is pretty slow in terms of movement speed, but I say slow, he's got plus 60 from the Kongor. So that replaces his steam boot. That replaces his boots. I think he had ghost marches, right? That replaces the boots that he sold anyway. And I was wrong. It was not a Hellflower. It was a Harkon's blade for puppets. So they want damage, not CC. Um, I suppose that that's okay, but I do feel like having the Hellflower on Moa could be quite impactful. But I mean, they do have Sand Scepter and Storm. It's hard to say that Hellflower would be bad here. I guess they're feeling they lack the damage to uh, bring down the players here on Ruska. Master of Arms, he is going to show in the front lines. We have a Veiled Rot here being used by the Pebbles. Um, man, I was really hoping that they would give Staff to Torture before the next fight. But Puppet Master is all in, no buyback. Same with the Master. Actually, I scratched that. He farmed 3k. The Raxes are taking heavy pressure from just the illusions. They need to make a decision here what they want to do. They're going to use the glyph. It looks like the Geomancer was spotted, but he gets the Dig Stun out just in time. And the Raxes will be alive for now, but soon the top lane will be pushing in, and then they will have to address the top lane at the same time. The power throws are going to come in to try to defend the creep wave from the push. Here comes the Shrunken from Pebbles, Torture, and the Master of Arms all pop their Shrunkens. The right clicks onto the Accursed. Will he get his flame consumption off? No, he will not, as the Sheepstick from Bombardier will prevent it just in time. And there is no buyback on the Accursed. The Raxus will be focused. Here comes the Sheepstick, but the Arcane Vortex will stop the follow-up. Here comes Moira with the Shards of Harkon. The Shrunken is popped from Puppet Master. Pebbles jumps in. Here comes One Punch from Gauntlet, and Moa is going to go down as he cannot get the auto attacks off. The Fist from Gauntlet, or the Blast, stasising up several targets there. The base is taking heavy damage as the tier 4s are down. Buyback comes out from the Master of Arms as there were no buybacks being, or actually Pebbles bought back as well. Yeah. Sticky Bomb onto the Pebbles. Master's Call is going to be used here on Bombardier. He will get the portal key. No, he does go down. He does buy back immediately. He might look to buy post haste. There it is. He's going to try to port back in. Gauntlet taking some heavy pressure, but a nice hook out. Will it matter in the end? No, it will not, as Torture picks up the portal key. The Raxes do fall in the mid lane while this is going on. And now Bombardier is here with the post haste in. They will turn it around onto Torture as Master is here now as well. And they will go for the third and final Raxes. There are no more buybacks on anyone except for the Aluna. And the GGs are called. Big Ego Crew, or excuse me, Team Ruska will win here in game number 2 over Big Ego Crew in an almost 1 hour match. So that was quite the game with some big snipes on Kongs for both sides, but in the end it ends up being Team Ruska at the near 1 hour mark. We'll go on a short break here and see if there will be a third game, so hang tight everyone, as we will have a intermission